that I'm very fair, but I've sent people to prison in wheelchairs before. And it's just that you'll take your wheelchair to prison with you, and they'll provide you with your ability to move around at the prison.
Welcome back to Time Served, the channel that's going so you don't have to when you are in the presence of the Queen of the 187. It doesn't matter if you are sitting, standing, or hanging from the rafters. If you're trying to pull some BS, you're going to jail. And today we see just this so-called handicapped granny playing some type of game, and Judge Boyd is calling her on every second of her BS. This one is a doozy. Tell us what you think about this rolling granny by commenting down below. Like and subscribe. Set your notifications to all. Let's roll, nerds.
All right, Ms. Sexton, how are you doing?
Good, Your Honor.
All right, so we have some issues.
Yes, ma'am.
You ever seen someone try to outwheel the justice system? Because this judge just reminded everyone, wheelchairs roll both into court and into prison. Today's case takes us deep into Behar County, Texas, where Judge Boyd is presiding over a probation violation hearing that quickly goes off the rails. The defendant? A woman named Miss Sexton, on probation for her third DWI, driving while intoxicated, a serious charge with prison time looming. But here's the twist.
So why is it that you continue, because you're on probation for DWI third, you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And you continue to use alcohol, that's a problem, you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so how are you addressing those issues?
I'm go to Staccato and through AA just for one. I do 5 steps online, and I do my grief counseling also.
All right, could everyone please make sure you whisper? So, where are you getting this alcohol from? Is it in the home?
No, ma'am, I left the home. I'm fleeing domestic violence.
Well, no, here's the question though. Where are you getting, it said you were staying with your daughter. That's the last report I have. So where are you living?
Right now, I'm just living with a friend. I've been in 5 different places since January 6th.
Why?
Miss Sexton rolls into court in a wheelchair, claiming mobility issues, domestic violence, financial hardship, and the tragic loss of her son. It's emotional, complicated, and, according to Judge Boyd, maybe a little too convenient. Judge Boyd opens things with a calm but sharp tone. She's done this before. She reminds Miss Sexton that she's not new to the courtroom. You're on probation for DWI 3.
On December 4th, when I came home July 14th, on July 20th, they called me that they airlifted my son to the hospital, and he passed away 9 days later.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So I did use in August of last year, and I haven't used since.
No, okay, so here's the thing. You can't be moving from place to place to place to place and not informing probation where you're living. All right?
Yes, ma'am.
And
probation knows that I'm in a domestic violence situation. I just got a protective order, and I brought all the paperwork so you can see.
all right, so here's the thing, and this is what I tell everyone about relationships. You really shouldn't be getting into any relationship until you've got yourself together. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, here's the thing. I'm not saying, I don't believe that domestic violence is your fault, but you got to concentrate on you and not concentrate on others and other relationships, because until you get yourself together and find out who you are as a clean and sober person, you're not going to find a good relationship. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So where are you staying now?
That was my relationship for 33 years.
Okay, where are you staying now?
Off of Zazamora with Jennifer Gutierrez.
All right, so this is what I don't understand. Why were you staying with the friend if you've been in this relationship for 33 years?
Because when I buried my son in July, the mental abuse with me being sober, you sending me to State Key. With me being sober,
She says, and you're still drinking. Miss Sexton admits to using alcohol again, saying it happened in August after the devastating death of her son. It brought up my mother, she adds, as Judge Boyd listens patiently, but not passively. Speaking head commentary. Look, grief is real. But Judge Boyd makes one thing clear. Emotions don't erase the terms of probation. Then comes the living situation mess. Miss Sexton says she's bound.
Showed me that I was in a mental abusive relationship. I went to my daughter's and stayed because after the funeral, we lost her father within 3 weeks of losing my son. So I went and stayed with her to get away from the mental abuse and to try and figure out what I was going to do. Because upon my arriving at home, they stole $8,000 out of my account, which I have the proof of, out of my account. So I didn't have the money to flee or to escape.
But here's something, what is your plan? Because I understand all of these issues that you're telling me.
Yes, ma'am.
But based upon my experience, is that people who have drug and alcohol addictions, they have a lot of things to say. It's complicated, confusing, but it's not a direct point from A to B. So, what are you doing? Because you're looking at going to prison if you don't get your life together. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So what exactly are you doing to get your life together and not use alcohol?
Legal aid has helped me to do the protective order. They're helping me with housing. But that's not addressing the alcohol issue.
Here's the thing, I understand that you have outside things going on in your life. And I think it's great that legal aid is helping you. I think it's great that you're getting out of this relationship. But this is a criminal court. You're on probation for DWI third, and you continue to drink alcohol. And you have the leg injury, and even with the leg injury and being in a wheelchair, you're continuing to drink alcohol. So my concern is, one, when you're on probation with the court for DWI third, part of my duties is to see what I can do to protect the community, and that means protecting them from having somebody who's still using alcohol. So let's get to the point of, what are you doing to address your continued use of alcohol?
I do a lot of groups with Cicada, with Just for One and Nooners. I have my sponsor. I did use in August, thinking, burying my son, brought up my mother. And when I woke up, I realized that I messed up all my sobriety.
All right, so here's the thing. We're not doing any more excuses about your limited mobility as to why you can't do testing. So there's not to be any more mistesting from her. If there's another mistesting from you, what's going to end up happening, whether you have limited mobility or not, a warrant is going to be issued for your arrest because a motion to revoke is going to be filed, and I'm going to sign it.
Yes, ma'am.
And so you will be at the Bexar County Jail with limited mobility.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I don't mean to cut you off. I was bedridden and I wasn't able to get out of bed. But as soon as I could, I went to go see my probation officer, and I'm doing my UAs at the clinic now, at the mental health clinic. And I've already done one.
Through 5 homes since January, escaping domestic violence, and even having $8,000 stolen from her account. She says she's trying to escape, trying to heal. Small blue. People with limited mobility can't do UA testing, but can still find time to drink alcohol. Speaking head commentary. Oof, that one landed hard. Judge Boyd is essentially saying, your wheelchair is real, but it's not your get out of jail free card. Miss Sexton goes on to explain she's attending grief counseling, AA meetings, working with legal aid, and has a sponsor. But Judge Boyd cuts through the noise again. You're still on probation for DWI 3. My job is to protect the community. If you keep drinking, even with all this going on, you're going to prison. And yes, in the wheelchair. Speaking head commentary. This judge is compassionate, but she's not getting played. She's sent people to prison in wheelchairs before, and she's ready to do it again. Then we hit the money talk. Miss Sexton begs for her monitoring fees to be waived. $200 a month is too much, she says. She's asking for mercy. Judge Boyd offers a tiny olive branch. She'll allow deferred payments, but won't waive court fees until Miss Sexton proves she can complete probation clean. And then comes the closing slap. You're wiping your eyes, but there are no tears there. Oof. 4. Emotional or humorous reflection. Miss Sexton.
Find time to drink alcohol. So that's not going to happen anymore. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And I understand about your domestic violence situation, and I appreciate that, and I internalize that and hear that. And I'm glad that you are working towards getting into an independent relationship with yourself. But you have to make sure that you do what's required of you for probation. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself at the Bexar County Jail.
Yes.
And I do understand that people have issues that are going on in their lives. I respect that. I internalize what's being said. But at the end of the day, you're on probation and you must do what's required of you on probation. And let me look here. Yes, if you violate your probation, you're looking at potentially 5 years in the prison. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And people will tell you that I'm very fair, but I've sent people to prison in wheelchairs before. And it's just that you'll take your wheelchair to prison with you, and they'll provide you with your ability to move around at the prison. But I can't have you on probation for DWI third, and you're not taking your test, and you're continually to test positive. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Is there anything else that you need from the court in order to hopefully be successful on this probation?
I was going to see if the court could waive my fees. I've been on my handheld monitor. I violated in August, and I called Miss O'Neill as soon as it happened to let her know, and I asked her for help. So they sent me to the mental center. I haven't violated since. I haven't tested dirty. Due to the wreck, I couldn't UA from January till last month. But my financial struggles, I can't afford to pay. I begged. They're charging me from the time that I was locked up in safety on my Smart Start, and I'm having to pay $200 a month. And it's just hard for me to do it, and I begged them to have it if they could do my regular fees for $135.
All right, Ms. Sexton, you're wiping your eyes, but there are no tears there. Here's the thing. What's going to end up happening is we can see if she can be placed on indigent status as far as the device, or either deferred payments on the device. Just see if they're able to do that. They can do deferred payments. All right, so problem solved, deferred payments.
Okay, and my fees, I still have fees from the time that I was locked up in safety.
No, you need to pay your court fees. Here's the thing. I'll waive court fees for people when they've actually been successful in their probation.
I admit that I was.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So once you show me that you can be successful on it, then the court will consider those other options. All right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So no more violations. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good luck. Probation's going to go over new conditions with you.
Okay.